than it is with good old Rakan.
Yeah. And this gives double synergy as well to any sort of knock-up that comes in. You can have Last Breath and then Killer Instinct on top of one another, and it keeps the Kai'Sa very safe while she's going in. So I think they should be able to manage it. Let's jump onto the Rift for game number 1.
Starting Raptors, it's about as good as the Lilia clear feels. Yep, and we do have the lane swap to come through here, and that makes a lot of sense, and that's not ideal for Rascal.
Yeah, that's a flash already used. It's interesting because I don't even necessarily feel like this is, oh, he even gets the melees.
Without actually being underneath the turret. The biggest weakness by far of Gangplank, even with his orange, is that if you do get low, you're very easily diveable.
Satab is taking a lot of damage. Keen's going to walk over. Lahen's unable to get in range. Wasn't quite flash headbuttable. And even then, he is level 2. Okay, so I guess it could have theoretically comboed him.
So one of the big advantages that you do have with the Ziggs is that obviously, thanks to his passive, he is super solid at pushing plates early as Chovy.
Yeah, he is going to get flashed on here. Just wants to try and take down as much of the wave as possible. He knew he was dead, and that is first blood. Going over to DRX, and it's the jungle 2v2 that gets it done. I appreciate it. It's all right. Pleta finds one of the knockups here. That is going to be a headbutt from Lahen's as Cannon Barrage does come in. Canyon's making his way down as well. The flash forward, he puts them to sleep and then pays, lobs a bomb. We mentioned it. This time around, it's only 15 seconds of CC, but dang, it works from being able to follow. But Canyon, see whether he can throw some bowling balls in here and actually find something. Flash up and available for the Lilia.
There it is.
Pace coming in. That is that flank teleport that you were talking about. But Canyon just goes golden, and there goes Pleta. Mega Inferno Bomb just flies out as a celebration. Decent last breath does come in as now Chovy has joined the fight. Not optimal positioning, but it's Canyon that takes down the Dragon. Teddy able to kill Pays, but in the back end, it's Chovy falling down, and now it's Canyon and Keen against the world. And they kind of like those odds. That's the watch out eat. There goes Rascal. And Genji, it's like you said before, they got too many carries.
That's what Genji does.
Are they?
I don't know how to, like, it's when you look at the contest earlier, as they might be able to get this turret very quickly.
All right, that is a decent wombo combo. They are just going to take down Pleta to start this one off. Sponge is a tank, by the way, guys. And Pays is going to blow him up. Cannon Barrage just to stop any sort of follow-up.
Still dead. Rascal doesn't have his flash.
Yeah, he's not getting over that wall. Satab, out of flow, out of options. That is going to be the Baron just taken for free. There's Rascal going in, finds 3 stuns, but he gets exhausted. Keen's in a bit of trouble, though. The barrel doesn't quite get it done. The 3-man last breath is gigantic. Lahen's the next one to go down. Only a couple of carries left alive, but maybe that's going to be enough here as Genji keep 2 of the Barons up.
Very nicely done by DRX.
Absolutely. I mean, they did just lose Soul Point.
Yeah.
And so that is Cloud Soul now for Genji, and they're walking down with the Baron. And I completely agree with you.
Right?
I think this is an amazing game for DRX. Nicely done. Circles, a Venn diagram of doom in the bottom lane as DRX now just running for the hills. This inner is very dead. Teddy is almost about to follow suit.
Could you see how behind Chovy was there?
Yeah, no, he's so far behind, guys. In this one.
Ooh, are we going to set up a trap on Keen?
Is it a counter trap as well as Canyon comes over? Satab running. Some spinning being done as they could both have a nap. That is going to be the Glacial Prison, but Canyon answers that with his Zhonya's. And my god, the burst damage between these two. Mega Inferno Bomb lands yet again. Are we giving Pays another POG? Surely not. Surely not. That would be too many POGs for this little Ziggs. 3-1 and 6. Whether that's going to be what they're looking out for. I think just playing. Oh, never mind. Lahen's just going in. Teddy is almost dead. Mega Inferno Bomb and gets the flash and also the kill on top. And this might actually just signal the beginning of the end.
It's so telling to me that Teddy, like, he threw his hands up, but you still saw him giggling.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we gonna do?
What am I supposed to? Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, once the dive falls behind, this is the promised land we talked about for Genji. Interesting to see Keen actually go for LDR. I was kind of with Vox when I was talking earlier about
the Mortal Reminder.
Expectation that it was going to be mainly just Mortal Reminder, but let's be honest, I don't think items were the main difference maker in this one.
No, I think he could have built whatever he liked. Should have probably built his Zhonya's personally. It's always good to know what time it is, and it's time to kill Sponge. He's going to get satcheled away. That is going to be Pays collecting that kill, and now DRX, I don't think they're going to be able to save this one. Demolish proc comes on through, as well as a satchel to deliver it as, oh dear, in and out goes Pleta. They do manage to take down Lehens. Rascal gets exhausted, then he goes golden, but he's still just dead. The flash forward from Satab, the last breath coming on in, but he is just shot in the face by the parlay of this gangplank, and that will be the end of this game. Gen G styling on them in the end, but DRX having a much better start this time, and I think they can have their heads
Those
held
last 2
high.
plates in the bottom lane.
That's
that made
true.
me a little bit upset.
That's right. It's really, you can
Chovy
vote.
doubled Satab's damage after that great early gank
Let's
from
not.
Sponge.
Let's not.
That's so sad.
We're not looking at the chart.
Yeah, the chart's
Hey,
a lot of fun.
Rascal only did 3K less than.
A little bit more dangerous in the early game. Late game, you have a few extra ults.
Oh!
That is a Seraphine Leona. We have seen this already here in the LCK. I believe it was KT that piloted this one first.
Oh, I love
Again,
this.
to be one step ahead. See how it does go, though, as we get ready to jump onto the rift for game number 2. Let's get ready for this, though, as already Canyon spotting out where Sponge is, but did, of course, go for the reset. Satab doing the same thing, but managed to stick around in lane for a little bit longer to get that extra control, as there is the flash forward from Satab. Chovy, once again in trouble. He is going to realize that the wave is more important than trying to stay alive, because that was never going to happen. And First Blood once again.
So he's level 5.
All right, Trial by Fire comes in, and the barrel comes down, and Rascal is just going to die. And Keen's response is, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Rascal's you can't really go for the dive. Don't have too much damage as
That's
possible
another
angle.
ulti coming in for Rascal here. Pretty telegraphed on the gank. Keen just going to try and hold these minions as best he can. Does find the barrel. Flashes underneath, and Rascal is dead once again. Meanwhile, we're getting another dive towards the bottom side. Lehen's going to trade his life, but Hayes gets to stick around. And
It is a lot more constant DPS as opposed to burst as Canyon.
Well, more utility as well, as in comes the Nature's Grasp. This is a Leona and Maokai, but now the beat's going to get dropped. Hayes will hit those high notes as well, and Pleta is definitely going to be dead. That's another one in pretty quick succession here. He's just having the greatest time on one of his favorite champions. It's really rough. Canyon's going to move on over to try and deny the 6 grubs this time around. Teddy in the vicinity, they've got a teleport coming on forward. Canyon gets himself one of the grubs and really doesn't want to flash, but he's going to have to. And he is just able to get him with the extra time. He's going to head down towards the bottom side of Satab, going in onto Lehens, who presses W, and he's going to take 0 damage from anything at all ever.
No, but he was nerfed.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, his damage was nerfed. Chronicler, the Eclipse is still busted.
I know, I was joking.
Oh, trade of ultimates here as there's the knock-up. Last breath is indeed that for Canyon, if trees do in fact breathe, as Chovy does utilize a very nice phosphorus bomb, as Satab's going to have to go back to that unbound
What you want to
soul.
do, as you're saying, particularly when you have something like Renekton as well as Brand, this Satab, oh, he knows.
Oh dear, Canyon takes the long journey. There's the flash. That was very weird, but Satab able to flash out of the way the Encore. That is going to keep him alive for now. I don't think they will be able to do that, but if they can get there, certainly going to be very, very good. All right, Gen G looking for Rascal here, who goes a very long way away from his turret and is now dead. I feel like if he had a fort with the turret there, never mind, Dawning Shadow comes down to keep them alive. He gets out of the cannon barrage, gets so much value. There's the flash. The slice and dice doesn't quite get there. The parlay is going to kill the Renekton, and the inner turret stays standing here. Pleta will get some damage on that mid turret, but man, Rascal actually getting a whole lot more value than I was expecting out of that play.
If they got, it's also GP.
Yeah.
If this was a Cassante, you know, the game also becomes really hard.
All right, there's an ulti from Satab. Unbinds the soul, gets caught out. There's the Encore, but Satab just going to say no to that one. Nature's Grasp comes on through, lands onto multiple members of DRX. As now Canyon gets into the brush, doesn't find the Bramble Smash. Oh, he gets the small heal, and Teddy gets baited in. It is going to be Pleta able to lock down that kill eventually, but the Cannon Barrage will get the flash out from the center, and the Rocket is still going to kill him. Big overinvestment there for DRX. They are able to get Canyon. I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I'm glad we cut that video, as Lehens takes a fair bit of damage. The Solar Flare not really doing too much, but the Nature's Grasp comes on in. Pleta trying to find the angle, gets the knock up onto the Leona. She's going to go down first, but so much extra damage. Satab takes down Chovy on the top side, though, and Genji just lose 2, and there's no response.
That could have been even worse if Pace doesn't find that ultimate and root onto 2.
Oh
my
my
you could
goodness,
see they were
Keen.
looking for more.
Yeah, King gonna get knocked up. High note connecting there from Pace in this game. So we're gonna see the teleport in from Satab. This guy is playing out of his mind, man.
Yeah.
Why hasn't he been playing all year? And we know why, because he didn't look this good earlier on.
Man,
Hitting his stride where it was, and it's almost over, but beautifully done.
Actually having a really good time. And just look great in both games,
Yeah.
despite the fact that, again...
And he's laning into Chovy. Like, that is never easy. Of course, Chovy has been, you know, as we're gonna cast a curse. This is actually our fault, Satab, so don't worry about it. He is just going to be able to walk away. Dawning Shadow invested just to make sure. There's a Yone in the bottom lane. He has all of their money, and so Nature's Grasp is going to come down. They're going to look for the turn here onto Sponge. He explodes like a balloon, and Teddy is off to the side, sort of by himself. Chovy's going to get snagged. The Yone is still pushing the side lane, and so they're going to back away after losing their jungler. They're going to give up Baron, but they're going to get an inner turret, ladies and gentlemen. And inner turrets are worth some gold. And Genji are going to demonstrate what all the inner turrets are worth after taking down this Baron and utilizing it to push. Looking for the empowered backs. Teddy does stop a couple of them, but I think there's enough here to stop any.
We saw an attempt from DRX to do something. It's, oh, look, Keen just has LDR now.
Oh, okay.
Spot that.
Okay. Didn't go for the executioners, I guess, as Teddy is going to have to flash. There's a Cannon Barrage that he's now going to spend some time in. Has to cleanse the Encore immediately, and Zenith Blade is going to be the end of Rascal. Lehens may have overextended there a little bit, as Satab is going to execute him. Really nice flash to finish off that kill anytime soon. The Gangplank is now going to get ulted on here, as Keen could be in a little bit of trouble. Satab with the sick message received, I guess. Satab going to be able to get this outer turret in mid lane very comfortably against the flow of play here. Still 40 seconds.
Like, you got this, bud.
Yeah.
This is all you.
Please give me the Infinity +1 edge.
If DRX somehow end up winning
this might be one of those opportunities. The Ram gets a nice double knock up there, and Lehens is just going to be dead. There's the ulti. And Chovy's not going to offer too much of a follow-up, so it is just a Leona.
This time around, I don't think Seraphine really has the roll damage.
Yeah, there's a flash. In goes Canyon. Finds Bramble Smash there as well. Sponge is really dead. Nature's Grasp is invested in the wrong direction, though, so there will be trading. And Satab gets into that backline. That is so much AoE damage as they finally take down Canyon. It's sort of given up on him. And trade of jungle is here as now Rascal goes in. Solar Flare is fantastic, but the double knockup from Pleta is also good. Still, there is just not enough follow-up. Teddy is going to go down, and Satab is nowhere to be found. They needed the Yone to help out, but he's just not able to do so. And now the rest of Genji are bearing down on the last remaining Baron buff. And he is just going to press the back button because he knows that he has no way out. That's a huge shield. Nicely done there. But Satab, look at that. Head in his hand. He's surrounded by so many of his teammates at the same time. So, yeah, this Genji are very, very scary. Oh, the Cannon Barrage, absolutely massive. Bellows Breath goes the wrong way there for Pleta as the Cannon Barrage getting so much AoE down. And they just eat everything with all of the shields. There was ultis aplenty, but it just doesn't even matter. Just moves into the bottom lane. Yeah, if the front door is locked, if there's a side door, you may as well just use that one, and that one's unlocked. Genji just stroll on through. This fortress not built very well, as Pleta going to be going down pretty immediately. That's Chovy that just launches the rockets in. This Hextech Soul is just gross. They do lose Canyon, but they are going to win the game, so I'd say that that trade is pretty worth it. Solar Flare just slows up absolutely everyone. Rascal's going to fall. Lehens might go down, but so is Teddy, and so is the Nexus. Genji, this one a little bit harder than game number 1, but it is still pretty clean in the end. And that's another 2-0 for the squad. But Lehens, not quite as going crazy as we were expecting, and 30k damage has never looked so low. In comparison to the severe amount of boom boom that Chovy did. I guess in the POG we'll find out how much that is as far as DPM is concerned. I think it's going to be a